Hey Clashers, Lou here with a different kind of video from your friends at BFC Elite. As you can see, it is a 50 versus 50 war extravaganza. Now, we're not typically 50 versus 50 war type people, we're more of the 25 to 35 range. We definitely like to respect those who opt in and out, but we realized we needed just enough points to get a level 5 perks, and as luck would have it, that is exactly the amount of points we would earn with a 50 versus 50 war. So we opted everyone in and decided to go for the gusto and see what would happen. Everyone was very excited, as we were, but it took 2 hours from the time we chose to declare to the time that we were actually matched up. A little frustrating, but hey, when you can raid in between, who cares? So we got matched up with Client 7th, which is a South Korean clan, and they only had 4 major Town Hall 10s, and they had a couple of the minor ones mixed in. Compared to what we had, it's a bit of an unfair matchup to them. But we definitely don't count anyone out in any war we're in, because you just never know where their skills lie. They could be crackerjack fighters, and we could just have an off day. So let's take a look at their top 5. Everything's sped up in this video because otherwise it would be 2 hours long. I had so much wonderful content to work with. And as we're looking here, you can see that they are really good Town Hall 10s up until the last one, which is a little bit more on the minor side as far as upgrades go. I would love to show you our top 5. However, that would give away our war bases, and since we're a very public clan, you can just log in and look at our videos all the time. So we tend to not show too many defenses, which is frustrating for some of you viewers, and I do apologize. Should anyone be ready to change their war base, I definitely would like to use any defenses that they have during any wars and kind of show them off to you and show you why their defenses worked. And we have everyone in, as you can see, and war will begin shortly, and we will start with a quick montage of the beginning. So after the feeding frenzy of beginning, we, after just 15 minutes in, we've got 17 stars already. So what we're going to do next is show you a couple of the attacks early on. First one is going to be by Devastator, and Devastator uses dragons to a beautiful perfection at TH8. As you can see, his deployment is just gorgeous, and it just sweeps right on up the base, taking out everything in its path. And this is actually one of my more favorite of the lower end attacks from the entire war, because it's perfect for a drag attack. It's wonderful. Next up is Minnie. Minnie is our lowest member at the time. She's a mini account of one of our co-leaders, and I just love this attack because one of the things that Minnie does is an excellent raider uses just what she needs to raid. And in this case, doing the same thing for this war attack for a base with no walls. Pretty fun and just a real hoot to watch. And then, of course, sometimes there are attacks that do not quite go as planned, and the following 5 are going to be some of those. 2 of them are, in fact, mine. And the reason why they both failed was 2 reasons, really. Poor deployment, number 1, and I did not pull all the clan castle troops in both attacks. And you're going to see how unbelievably devastating that can be. And if you're the type of attacker who goes in without removing clan castle troops, I definitely caution you on doing that on a regular basis, because they can completely destroy your attack and definitely leave you with the 0 star, the big old donut, versus a nice solid 2 star for your clan. Yeah, just watch these. They're terrible. They're both examples of what not to do in Go Hoey. If you don't know what Go Hoey is, I definitely encourage you to check that out, especially if you're a TH9. It's a very solid strategy, especially for war, where the bases are much more defensively laid out than your average raid. Next up is Dirty. Dirty is using Air, Lavalunian, And this is a common problem with a lot of people who attack by air, and they don't remove the clan castle troops, and they think, oh, hey, it's cool because the balloons are going to overwhelm them. And in regular raids, it definitely does work like that, but in war, not always the case, because the troops are laid out for that specific purpose. So I definitely caution you again, pull those clan castle troops out. Next is Slayer, and Slayer unfortunately got the unhappy faculty of attacking the Kryptonite base. In every single one of our wars, there's always one base that just does not want to be taken down, and after multiple attacks, usually we'll just let it go. In this particular war, it was eventually taken down by Batman. Yes, Batman. But as you can see again, clan castle troops. Last up we have Cold. Cold is usually quite good at air attacks, and I believe this is a Quattro Lavalunian. If you don't know what that is, I definitely suggest go to our website and look that up. But Cold's problem was not in deployment. The clan castle troops definitely just destroyed his balloons, but the pathing on that particular base just had them funnel straight into the middle. And there was really no chance after that. So now we have some solid attacks, and this is the aforementioned Batman hitting, and he does a gorgeous Balloonian. I believe he's got one lava in there, but for the most part it is a textbook perfect Balloonian attack. 3-star, boom, wonderful. King is one of our he doesn't war as often as he used to, but he is always solid, and I just love watching him attack because it's surgical. He does an absolutely gorgeous attack here, and if you watch it, you can definitely slow it down and learn from how he uses jump better than most people I've ever seen. Next up is Matt. Matt is going to be it's going to be a 2-star attack, which is really a great accomplishment for this particular base. It's a beautiful attack on a very well set up, very defensive base. And yes, most bases are very defensive in war, but this one is a tough nut to crack, and he did a gorgeous job ensuring that we got those 2 stars. So good job, Matt. Here we have Larev. Larev's going to be using dragons and actually he's got a dragoon going, and it's quite wonderful, really. As you watch it, you will definitely see every bit of nuance and perfect deployment, really. Great use of spells, and then, as most people who know, you use those heroes in air attacks as cleanup crew. If you don't normally do that, if you try and take out like one side of the base, don't bother, you're wasting your time. Use them as cleanup and you will guarantee yourself that 3rd star. And here we have HFZ. HFZ is our resident hog expert. Any base that can't be hit by hogs, he can hit it by hogs. As you can watch this and you will see how absolutely perfect his deployment and spell usage is. Just wonderful. And again, heroes are cleanup crew, and it's really just a beautiful way to show it. And we just love having HFZ. He's been a long time member of our clan, just like Larev. And it's wonderful to see them highlighted for all the good work that they do. Next up is Jalissa. I love this particular Lavalunian attack because he deploys the Hound a little bit late, but what I really like is that he flanks it and brings the minions in from the opposite side of his balloon horde. And that's really kind of against what a lot of people use for air attacks, but it just works so beautifully here. And last up is Jeremy Tripp, and this is a really cool, really interesting new attack he's been working on, which is a triple jump, go wipe. And as you can see, it's highly effective even on some of the most stacked Town Hall 10s. It just punches right through to the center. And yeah, this is a sped up attack, but the bones are there and you see exactly how it goes. His maxed out queen just takes out quite a few buildings all on her own before she is taken out. So those are some of our more highlighted attacks. After that, the sweepers jumped in, took out more and more of the attacks. I'm going to show you a little bit of our chat right here. It tends to get very colorful and very prolific. So as we were sitting here waiting for the end of war, Moon decided to do his final attack at the very last minute. So we're going to take a quick peek and see what he does. And this is really a good attack. A great attack, in fact, because It is a Lavalunian, and what he does here, and this is how he described it, as an exercise in patience, where that attack looked like it should not have even gotten a single star. If you watch closely, and I encourage you to do so, you will see how he uses his minions to pick off all those extra buildings. So if you are not in the habit of just throwing all your troops out and waiting to see what happens, if you're more of a methodical or slow attacker, I encourage you to try this method. It's fantastic. And as you can see, the 50%, the 2-star. And so as we watched Moon finish up his attack, everyone got into it. We probably had 20 or 30 people online at that moment, just waiting in anticipation for that moment where the war ended, because 50 versus 50 was a really, really fun and exciting experience for all of us. And it was nice to see everybody pull together. It was nice to see everybody just bust their little buns to get these stars, to get the win. And boom, there it is, the level 5 victory. It was, I gotta say, it was so exciting and it felt really good. And what's even better is it felt great because, as you can see, everybody gets very excited and we're all super proud of one another. And it was a really giddy, high energy feeling. It was just fantastic. So what do we have next here? Well, we're going to go for level 10. It'll be a while, but we're going to do it. And so, as you can see, only 3 attacks out of 100 went unused, which is pretty unheard of in the 50 versus 50. And I want to definitely dedicate this to all of our fantastic members of BFC Elite. And I encourage you to check out our website, bfcelite.com, follow us on Twitter, and definitely sub our YouTube channel here and get more from us on a regular basis. Thank you so much for joining us for this fun war, and we will see you next time. Bye!